stuff y'all talking about, just like making like it's a joke.
Why y'all think that the Holts wouldn't celebrate their 10 years?
I think that they said they were too busy. One of them's been a little busier than others. Somebody's been a little busy me.
My second phone out there.
I'm sorry, what?
You got 2 phones.
I thought we were done with this.
Business phone, dude.
I got you.
Oh. Your wife has got 1 foot out the door and you've got 2 phones? You can't have 2 phones in a non-cheating marriage. What you can do is have 2 phones in a cheating marriage. Lord have mercy.
Don't be kicking a horse while he's down. That's another reason I'm mad.
Who's kicking a horse while he's down?
You. Almost as if y'all ain't cheated or cheating or haven't slept with 20 women.
What are you talking about?
People have been talking, arguing, and piecing together clues for weeks, but nothing could really prepare the internet for what Martell Holt has just allegedly started revealing about LaTisha Scott and Sheree Whitfield. What looked like a simple reality TV rumor at first has now turned into a full-blown storm of accusations, hidden motives, and behind-the-scenes moves that nobody saw coming. And the wildest part? According to Martell, this was never just about dating rumors or innocent misunderstandings. He's hinting at something deeper, something calculated, something that, if true, changes how everyone sees this entire situation. Because in reality TV land, nothing is ever just what it looks like on camera. It all started quietly, like most scandals do. A few whispers online, a few suspicious connections between names that fans weren't used to seeing together. Martell Holt, already a controversial figure from his past relationships and very public ups and downs, was once again making headlines. And beside him in the conversation was Sheree Whitfield, a woman known for her strong presence, her confidence, and her long history in the reality TV world.
Not alleged, Carlos, not alleged. Martell is...
No, but like Martell, like explain
guys,
to them.
I'm not gay.
No, listen, like
If I was, I would make it. I wouldn't be hiding
no,
that
like
shit.
explain to them how like Tisha lied. Why did you get so upset?
About what?
The stuff that they didn't air. What Martha was saying.
Oh,
Not about the gay stuff.
Oh.
What did Tisha say?
About Melody?
What did she say?
I guess if you guys watch the show, a lot.
They
So
didn't air it
Tisha also mentioned that certain things were edited out. Yeah, a lot of things was edited out.
The most of it
I
was
don't
about me.
even want to mention.
But it was mostly edited about me, Martell. What he was saying about me. That was edited out.
Yeah, that's what got
so mad.
that's why I was mad, because Marcel was saying a lot of different things about Arian or whatever. Something
that's not true.
something that's not true. So the thing is, when stuff is true, you bring
Receipts.
the evidence for it, which I did, and I can do it about every week.
At first, people thought it was just another overblown rumor. Fans always connect dots that aren't really there. That's how the internet works. But then more small details started surfacing. A sighting here, a comment there, a moment on camera that felt a little too staged, a little too intentional. And that's when LaTisha Scott's name entered the picture. Now, LaTisha has always been someone who moves carefully in the world of reality TV. She doesn't usually jump into drama head first. She observes, she calculates, she chooses her words carefully. So when her name started getting linked to this growing situation, people were confused. Why would she even be involved?
Martell is the type of person, if he had anything, he would have been released it a long time ago. He's been showing people stuff on his phone forever. Like the whole revenge porn thing, that did happen. That is a true thing that really happened. And not only have he shown people stuff in his phone of his ex-wife, he's also showed people stuff in his phone with his baby mother. Like, she needs to check on that too. He's shown the boys pictures of her dancing in the closet, shaking after he paid for some type of procedure she had. So he's known for that. So my thing is, Martell, show it. And then his thing is, he's like, well, you know, you've been with my homeboy. I'm like, dude, that was in 2001. How is that even relevant? Like, I talked to one of his friends, which is really not his friend, it's just somebody local. That's why college girls don't fool with the local people.
But according to Martell's latest claims, that's exactly where the story takes a sharp turn. He's now suggesting that what the public saw as a messy love triangle or harmless speculation was actually being shaped behind the scenes by people nobody expected. And in the center of it all, he points directly at LaTisha Scott. But before we get there, we need to understand how all of this even started falling apart, because Martell and Sheree were already under pressure long before LaTisha's name was ever mentioned. Martell's past relationships had already painted him in a complicated light. Every move he made was watched, criticized, and dissected. Sheree, on the other hand, had built her own strong identity over the years. She wasn't someone who easily got pulled into chaos. She had her own name, her own brand, her own reputation to protect.
How long did it take for you to realize that Marcel was married?
I'm not dumb. I realized it kind of like off the bat because everything he did was just so secretive. Like,
Okay.
He wasn't trying to do nothing that was gonna charge his card or.
Oh, you paid attention to all of that?
Yeah, I don't.
As a woman.
Like,
Okay.
he literally just did. He made sure that it was not gonna
Be traceable.
be traced to him. If he did do something for me,
Yeah.
it had to come from somebody else. Whether it was money or I live in Birmingham, so he had to pay for me to come and visit. It had to come from somebody.
So-
He wasn't finna pay for it.
Yeah.
So he would, like, somebody else would be sending you money or?
Yeah.
So when rumors started linking them together, both of them had reasons to stay quiet. Not because there was nothing there, but because in the world they live in, even the smallest connection can turn into a headline that spirals out of control. But here's the twist: silence doesn't stop rumors, it only makes them grow louder. And while fans were busy debating whether there was any truth to the speculation, something else was allegedly happening behind the scenes, something that nobody on camera was talking about. According to Martell, that's where LaTisha Scott stepped in a way no one expected.
Get a sense on it.
I'm very confused. I thought we were doing okay. I thought we were getting along. And then when I invite them to dinner, she doesn't show up. And she's like, "Where's elephants in the room with you?" But when I go to the elephant room, she doesn't want to tell me what the elephants are.
He claims that certain conversations were being steered in specific directions. Certain details that were never meant to go public suddenly found their way into the open. And slowly, the narrative around him and Sheree started changing shape. Not naturally, but strategically. Now, whether that's fact or frustration speaking is still up for debate, but what's undeniable is that the timing of everything started to look suspicious to fans. One moment, the rumors were scattered and harmless. The next moment, everything was suddenly connected, structured, and explosive, almost like someone had lined it all up to fall at the same time. And that's exactly what Martell is now hinting at. He's suggesting that LaTisha wasn't just observing the situation, he believes she was influencing it, feeding it, maybe even directing it. But why would she do that? That's the question everyone is now asking. Some fans believe it could be about control. In reality TV environments, control of the narrative is everything. Whoever shapes the story shapes the perception, and perception is power. Others think it could be deeper than that. Personal tensions, unresolved conflicts, or long-standing issues that never really got addressed on screen. But there's another layer that makes this even more complicated. Because while Martell is making these claims, LaTisha is not speaking out in detail. She hasn't fully addressed the allegations in a direct way, which only fuels more speculation. In silence, the internet fills in the gaps on its own. And that's where things get messy, because once fans start building their own version of the story, the truth almost doesn't matter anymore. The narrative takes on a life of its own. But Martell didn't stop there. According to his version of events, what really changed everything was the moment he realized he wasn't just dealing with rumors anymore. He felt like the situation had shifted into something more intentional, more targeted. He claims he started noticing patterns, conversations being repeated back to him, information showing up in places it shouldn't have been, and moments that felt too coordinated to be random.
I've been focused. And then those Scots had to take me out of my... they had to take me out of that.
Okay.
Out of my little comfort zone.
And that's when, according to him, he decided to speak out. But here's where the story takes another turn. Because the moment Martell started pushing back, the entire situation exploded in a way nobody could control anymore. Fans split into different sides. Some believed him immediately, pointing at his history and saying he would recognize manipulation better than anyone. Others were skeptical, questioning whether this was just another attempt to redirect blame and shift attention away from his own past. And caught in the middle of all this was Sheree Whitfield. Sheree, who had initially tried to keep things low-key, suddenly found herself at the center of a conversation she never fully confirmed she wanted to be part of. Her name was trending, her past was being re-examined, and every move she made was being watched under a microscope. For someone who has spent years managing her public image, this kind of attention is never easy. But what makes this even more intense is how quickly the narrative shifted from speculation about a relationship to accusations of behind-the-scenes manipulation. That shift changed everything, because now it wasn't just about who was linked to whom, it became about who controlled the story. And in reality TV, controlling the story is the most powerful position you can have. As the drama escalated, fans started digging deeper. Old clips resurfaced, interviews were rewatched. Moments that once seemed harmless were now being analyzed like evidence in a case. Every pause, every glance, every edited scene suddenly had meaning. And in the middle of all this analysis, LaTisha's name kept coming back into the conversation. Some viewers believe she was simply caught in the crossfire. Others think she may have played a much more active role than she's willing to admit. But without clear answers, everything remains speculation. Still, Martell's decision to speak out has changed the energy completely. What was once a quiet rumor is now a public debate, and once something reaches that level, there's no easy way to pull it back. And while all of this is happening, the emotional weight on everyone involved can't be ignored. Because beyond the cameras, beyond the comments, beyond the trending topics, these are real people dealing with real consequences: reputation damage, relationship strain, public judgment, and the pressure of knowing millions of people are forming opinions about your life without knowing the full truth.
For Martell, this is another chapter in a long and complicated public journey. For Sheree, it's an unwanted spotlight that interrupts her carefully built image. And for LaTisha, it's a wave of attention that places her in a position where silence almost speaks louder than words. And that's what makes this situation so gripping. Because nobody is just watching it anymore. They're interpreting it, rewriting it, and reshaping it in real time. As the dust continues to settle, one thing is clear. This story is far from finished. Every new statement creates more questions than answers. Every silence feels like a clue. And every reaction adds another layer to a situation that already feels complicated beyond repair. And maybe that's the real truth behind all of this. In the world of reality TV, the story is never just what happens on screen. It's what happens in the spaces between scenes, in the conversations nobody hears, and in the moments that never make the final cut. So the question now isn't just what really happened between Martell, Sheree, and LaTisha. The question is, how much of what we're seeing is the real story, and how much of it is just the version someone wants us to believe? Because at this point, the lines between truth and performance are almost impossible to separate. And that's exactly why this situation keeps getting more intense with every new comment, every leaked claim, and every reaction online. As more people start revisiting everything from the beginning, one thing becomes clear. This isn't just a simple misunderstanding that got blown out of proportion. It feels like layers of tension that were already sitting underneath the surface for a long time, finally breaking through all at once. And when Martell Holt keeps pushing his version of events, it adds even more fuel to an already burning situation. He's not just denying rumors anymore. He's actively challenging the narrative that has been built around him, Sheree Whitfield, and LaTisha Scott. According to him, what the public saw was only part of the picture. The rest, he says, happened behind closed doors where no cameras were rolling. But here's what makes this even more complicated. Every person involved has a completely different version of what really happened.
And that's where the confusion turns into full-blown chaos. Sheree, for her part, has mostly stayed composed in public. She hasn't engaged in the back and forth the way fans expected. Instead, she's maintained a distance, choosing not to feed into speculation. But silence in situations like this rarely goes unnoticed. In fact, it often makes people even more curious. Fans begin to wonder if silence means dignity, or if it means there's something being carefully protected. And then there's LaTisha Scott, the name at the center of the storm. Some viewers believe she's being unfairly dragged into a situation that spiraled far beyond her control. Others think her influence behind the scenes may have been more significant than she's letting on. But what makes it difficult is that nothing concrete has been publicly confirmed. No clear admission, no detailed explanation, just fragments of claims, reactions, and interpretations flying across social media. And in that kind of environment, truth becomes fragile. Because once a narrative spreads online, it doesn't need proof to survive. It only needs momentum. But what's truly driving this situation isn't just the alleged drama between individuals. It's the emotional weight behind it all, the sense of betrayal, the feeling of being misrepresented, and the frustration of watching your name become part of a story you feel you didn't fully create. Martell's perspective, whether people agree with it or not, comes from someone who feels targeted in the narrative, someone who believes decisions were made behind the scenes that directly impacted how the public sees him. And that feeling alone is enough to shift how aggressively he responds. But every time he responds, the situation expands. More people get involved, more opinions are formed, more assumptions take over. And just like that, what started as quiet speculation turns into a public storm that nobody can fully control. Meanwhile, fans are split right down the middle. One side believes Martell is finally exposing manipulation that has been hidden beneath reality TV editing and behind-the-scenes production influence. They see him as someone pushing back against a system that often controls narratives without transparency. The other side sees something different. They believe this is yet another chapter in a long pattern of deflection, where accountability gets blurred and attention gets redirected whenever things get uncomfortable. And in the middle of those two extremes is the actual truth, which may never be fully confirmed on camera. Because reality TV doesn't always give full closure. Sometimes it only gives fragments, leaving the audience to connect the dots however they choose. And that's exactly what's happening here. Every clip, every interview, every leaked moment is being reinterpreted in real time. People are trying to decide who is honest, who is hiding something, and who is controlling the narrative from behind the scenes. But the deeper this goes, the more it becomes less about one specific incident and more about the nature of reality TV itself. How much of what we see is real conflict, and how much is shaped by editing, timing, and strategic storytelling? That question alone keeps this entire situation alive. And emotionally, it's taking a toll on everyone involved. Public perception is not easy to escape once it locks onto a narrative. It follows people into every interview, every appearance, every future storyline. It becomes part of their identity, whether they agree with it or not. For Martell, that means constantly fighting against a reputation that already carries heavy history. For Sheree, it means protecting an image she has spent years building. And for LaTisha, it means navigating accusations and interpretations that may or may not reflect her actual role in any of this. And through it all, the audience keeps watching, commenting, debating, trying to make sense of something that may not have a simple explanation. Because the truth about situations like this is that they rarely end with a clear winner. There is no final, clean resolution where everything suddenly makes sense and everyone agrees. Instead, what usually happens is that the noise slowly fades, attention moves on, and the story becomes part of a larger pattern of reality TV drama that fans remember but never fully resolve. And maybe that's the most important takeaway here. Not every story is meant to end with clarity. Some are meant to leave questions behind. And this one, involving Martell Holt, Sheree Whitfield, and LaTisha Scott, is shaping up to be exactly that kind of story. A story where every answer leads to another question, and every truth depends on who is telling it. And as long as those contradictions exist, one thing is guaranteed: people will keep talking. And at the end of the day, this story leaves us with more questions than answers. Between Martell Holt, Sheree Whitfield, and LaTisha Scott, the truth feels layered, complicated, and far from over. Was this all a setup, or just a situation that spiraled out of control? Only time will reveal what's really going on behind the scenes. But one thing is clear: the drama isn't finished yet. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more updates, because you don't want to miss what happens next.